All right, I'm gonna go through the warm-up real quick. We'll start with our stationary warm-up. Line jumps, all of these are about 20 seconds. As the summer progresses, probably need to start adding, 10 to 15 seconds so we get up to about 45 seconds to a minute at least on these. First one is just the line jumps, real simple, just over and back. Find a line anywhere, whether it's on the court, whether it's in your driveway, someplace, have a line, and then we're just gonna move quick back and forth as quick as we can, working on our agility. So our line jumps over and back, it's just gonna be that right there. Working on making sure you're hitting the same spot. So we're not working on just being quick, we're working on our agility, which is how quickly can you be and still make the same movements at the same time. Fourth, trying to keep your core centered right over the line and moving back and forth as quick as you can. Next one is going to be a scissor. So you're going to face back and forth again, and now we're just going to alternate as quick as we can. Back and forth in a scissor action. Last one, alternate each foot in front and back, in front and back. Okay, on the last movement on the stationary warm-up, we're going to work on getting a little bit of hip mobility, warming up our hip joint. So you can find a chair, find a wall. If you get your core tight enough, you can do it without anything. Just get something where you get some balance, and then we're just going to get some leg swings, trying to face the wall. So we're not here yet, we're facing the wall, and we'll start off slow, and then we want to try to get as high as we can. Even get a little bounce. You'll do both legs sideways, and then it'd be good to do front and back, trying to stay up, don't lean over while you do it. Let's work the hips so it gets the blood flowing in the hip joint and ready to go. Okay. All right, next part of our warm-up now is our active warm-up. That first part is our stationary warm-up, now is our active warm-up. So we'll get a little bit more stretching. This is more of dynamic stretching. We don't want to sit down and do a lot of static, being still type stretching. We want to get our muscles warmed up and ready to work, not cool down. So first thing we'll do is a heel toe. Two ways you can do this. You want to try to find something, I don't know, about the width of a court is how we usually do it. But real simple, you'll step out with your heel and then come up. It's not a fast movement. It's coming up heel, toe. So you get that heel, get that stretch this way in the calf, and then come up on your toe. So not real fast. You'll have a tendency you want to go through this quickly, but slow it down. And right there, and go about the width of a core, and then you kind of jog back is what we usually do. And then the next one is just the Frankenstein march. Hands out. All right, you're going to try to touch. Again, not super fast. Trying to keep knees straight. Feel it in your hamstrings, you'll feel it in the back of your calves right there. The next one is knee hugs. So again, we'll take a step, and we'll get a pull, and I even like to do a little pull-pull, get a little double pull going there. But again, get a good stretch, get a good warm-up. Don't go through this quickly. You'll have a tendency you want to stretch and then walk a little bit. Let's try to do it about every step. Let's get a walk on there. Next one is toe pointers on the list. So get on that heel again. You'll reach down with the opposite hand, get a good stretch, hold that, then step again, get your balance, stretch again, get some balance. Notice I'm taking a little bit, I'm not doing it every step, but I'm not taking huge steps in between. I'm taking little steps just to get my balance. So I'll take a little bit of step right there, a little stutter step, get my balance. So we're not taking huge steps so that we only get like 2 stretches, but let's slow it down a little bit. Next one is the eagle. It's just a side squat, kind of a catcher stance. So you'll face one way, you'll go down, back, chest up, just like a defensive stance. We're going to exaggerate it. So we'll go down, we'll push out, get a good stretch right there. Take a little step, turn, same thing, and get a good stretch. Make sure we're not bending over, make sure we're up, chest is up, head is up, butt's down. So we get a good stretch right there, and we'll go do that the whole width of the court. Next one is over the fence. So we'll be walking backwards a little bit. It's several moves in one, so don't rush these. So we'll pick our knee up and then go over like we're stepping over a fence. So we got a little fence just under our butt right there. And we're gonna step up and we're gonna reach across and step over. Make sure we get a high knee, open it up, open that gate up, and then stretch over. So we're not going here. We're going up, open up, and then stretch. So we're moving backwards across. Next one is a low lunge. We like to call this the world's greatest stretch. So you go down into a lunge, and then on the inside, what I'd like you to do is take that inside hand and stretch across. It'd be good to go ahead and let's do both hands as you get a little bit better. All right, then get up, take another step, low lunge, touch the ground, reach up, point up to the sky, come back. Working on that core, working on that balance. On this one, it's good if you can stay low and just go right into it. That's going to help your legs, help those hips, help those knees. So we're just stretching, not holding it real long, just going through that quickly. Last one is kind of a stationary, especially if you got some back problems. Be careful with this one, but I think it'll help work some of those issues out. It's called scorpion. You're going to lay down on your stomach, making sure, don't look one way or another, make sure both your chin's in the middle, hands are out. Again, this is two separate movements. So we're here, we're going to bend our knee, we're going to lift it up first, and then over. We're not necessarily trying to touch the ground, we're just trying to get a good stretch in that side, and then come back, up, and over, and down. Bend it up, over, and down. Bend it up, over, and down. And that's your active warm-up. That's the second part of our full warm-up. Do it when you're ready. All right, last part of our warm-up is our core training. We like to put our ab work, our core work at the beginning of the workout to get you kind of loosened up a little bit more. We're going to use a basketball when we do it. You can use a heavy ball. Any kind of ball you have will work. First thing is we're going to do a plank with our hands on the ball. Now, key thing, especially if you've got some wrist problems, you need to watch this. We want to make sure when we're on the plank, we want our fingers pointed straight down, and we want our thumbs pointed straight ahead. Okay? So when we go down, we're going to fingers straight down, thumbs pointed ahead, and we're going to hold this for 20 seconds to start with. We'll end up increasing this as the season goes on, as the summer goes on, increase it. We want to try to stay as straight as we can. Don't let your hips sink this way. Don't let your hips get too wide. Right here, push back on your calves, like you're stretching your calves, push on your heels. Suck your belly button into your spine, pull your hips forward, and then just tighten everything up. That's plank with hands on the ball. Next thing we'll do from there, you can take a break. We'll go to plank with hands on the ball, but we'll alternate knee to elbow. So we'll come up and then back, and then up and then back. Notice this is not a quick movement. Working on, again, not getting up in the air, not getting down here, working on our core that way. So that's the first two, all right? If that bothers you with your wrists, if you had some surgery, if you've got some bad wrist problems, it's okay to do these movements without the ball. I'd like you to use the ball, but it's okay to do it without the ball. You can do what's called a low plank. So we'll get here, and we can still do it. All right, we can still do our plank here. We can alternate here. But again, be careful not to get way up in the air into that pike position. All right, the next one is going to be with our feet on the ball now. So we're going to move them back here. Again, with your hands, you can go a high plank, you can go a low plank. This might take some practice, but we want to put our feet on the ball. So just the balls of our feet are on it. All right, we're going to hold this position. Again, don't sink this way, don't get way up in the air. Try to get a good solid plank position. So we'll hold that. All right, the next thing is we want to try to walk Walk the ball up, and then walk it back. All right, so it's not a fast movement. All right, so we'll do that. Notice how we start off slowly. This might take some practice. That's okay, just keep working at it. Last part of our core training, we'll go with our feet on the ball again, and we'll alternate knees to the hands again, but we'll have one foot come off the ball at a time. So we're here, put our feet on the ball. All right, so we're here. We have to adjust and move up. Then we have to adjust this so that foot's on top. And then back and forth. All right, and that's the end of our core training. That takes care of our warm-up. We'll do that before every workout.